Congratulations from us and all the viewers. Nice
Thanks,
job with that trophy. Right there. Let them see it. Beautiful. That was a crazy final there. Gristlebrand took it down again.
Yep. It's one of those matches where you just like don't know if you're gonna win or lose till it happens.
Exactly. That second draw, Matt Costa virtually nut drew you. First game, you nut drew him. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Definitely.
How does it feel casting Gristlebrand all day long or getting into play?
It's awesome.
Broken card, right?
I should have kept count of how many extra cards I drew this tournament, but lots, like many, like 21 extra card games.
Very nice.
Not that usually you need that much, but why not?
Like Adrian wants me to point out, a lot like Tricks. Loves that deck. Now, what did you think of your deck list? What did you like about it? What didn't you like?
Deck list was pretty good, you know, within a few cards of what I would want for next time. But I guess that's kind of to be expected because I just took the established shell that's like other people have done well with and changed the targets, you know, for Grizzlebrand. I made the decision to not put Iona in, but I would probably do that for next time. I've played a lot with Reanimator, but decided to play the deck on kind of short notice, so I didn't have a lot of time to test against the whole field, so I focused on making the list as good as possible against the top couple decks. But what happened was I ran into a lot of oddball like combo decks or control decks where sometimes it wasn't good enough to just put a big lifelink creature into play, so Iona would have been good. I think that was probably the most glaring omission. Blazing Archon, though, did a ton of work against the Sneak and Show deck, right? Oh, yeah. I thought that would be a big factor. Having a non-legendary creature against Maverick, you know, with Karakas being so popular. And that was the second Blazing Archon on the sideboard. That was the final slot that I decided on.
How was the sideboard for you?
It was good. I only played against one white-green creature deck. And the Massacres were really good. Perish was, I didn't have to cast it, but it also seemed like it would have been good. But that was a lot of slots for one matchup. I would definitely want an Iona. If Darwin Castle's exact list becomes popular, a third Echoing Truth is pretty important. He had 4 Leyline of Void, but I was just lucky he didn't get him against me.
It also seemed like you just sort of had a natural advantage in the matchup because he has to shout out all of his show and tells.
Yep, that was the theory behind this deck choice. You know, like a combo deck that can beat up on other combo decks. And specifically, like he's going to cast Show and Tell against a 4 Grizzlebrand deck.
So, would you recommend this deck for anyone wanting to play Legacy, say at the Invitational next week?
Yeah, definitely.
What changes would you make to it?
1 Iona on the sideboard. Maybe a third Show and Tell, but the sideboard's a big guessing game. You got to. I actually felt like playing the top 8 where you get to see each other's deck list. That was big advantage for me because I didn't have to sideboard so carefully. In most of my matches in the Swiss, I didn't know if they're going to have ley lines or Grafdigger's Cage or Tormod's Crypt or what. So I would just bring in all my Echoing Truths and all my Needles. But that's like, you know, pretty bad. It dilutes the deck a lot. So the sideboard, maybe a third Show and Tell, maybe a third Echoing Truth, but it's really just what you want to be prepared for. There's no clear answer.
Actually, that's one thing me and Adrian were talking about a lot. It was like, what do you actually side out of this deck? Because it's such a tight package. There's really not much room in it. Like, you know, let's say you want to bring in the 3 Pithing Needle, the 2 Echoing Truth. What are you usually taking out?
It's a lot of trimming. Sometimes I go down to 6, or in really specific matchups, 5. You know, big creatures. This Hapless Researcher is not really a good card, so I sideboard that out sometimes. Sometimes 1 or 2 copies of the reanimation spells, usually Exhume, especially if I'm bringing in Show and Tell, or if I just think they're bringing in a lot of Graveyard Hate and I'm going to have to slow down. Thought Seize sometimes, so yeah, usually just trim things but try to keep the core of the deck intact.
Never Force of Will, never Careful Study, stuff like that.
I've gone down to 3 Careful Studies. But
someone on Twitter asks, how is your matchup with Combo Elves?
Combo Elves, I didn't play against it, although there were some people with Combo Elves doing well today. But I would expect it to be pretty good, even better if I had an Iona. Elish Norn is probably like, they will lose if you have Elish Norn in play. I had it against Goblins earlier on. And Grizzlebrand, while he's not like the clear best in you know, most specific situations, it's like you just play him and draw cards. You'll probably get a force of will,
Right.
and then next turn you just get whatever you need. So he's always the go-to guy.
Okay. So those are the good matchups. What deck don't you want to play against when you're playing this deck?
Oh, well, I played the mirror match on camera earlier today. That was like, that was a nightmare.
That was.
Because, again, you can't really show and tell. You don't want to put creatures in your own graveyard because you can reanimate or animate dead from the opposing graveyard. So I was like, I just wanted to play like really slow that matchup, you know, maybe attack him 20 times with Hapless Researcher.
It's a good plan, good plan.
But that's, I mean, you can't say the mirror's a bad matchup, but it's like really tough to play. Rug Delvers, not easy, maybe 50-50 or a tiny bit better. Same thing with Esper Stoneforge is even more extreme, like really good game 1, pretty bad game 2.
Okay.
Leyline of Void decks, I don't know.
Right, so pretty much just the graveyard hate at that point.
Yeah.
Seems like this is a really good choice for the Invitational then. Do you think this is what you're going to play?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
If it,
Won the
if it ain't
tournament.
broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. I won't make you give away all your secrets for the Invitational, but congratulations, man. Anything else you want to say?
No, it's really great to play against Matt in the finals. You know, he's like my good friend, so I want to see him do well, but we also got a heated rivalry. So this was the perfect balance of like him doing well, but also me beating him, you know?
Definitely got. Any called shots for the Invitational? You think maybe another top 4?
I'll do my best.
Okay,
you know,
but you'll definitely beat Matt, right?
That's priority number 1.
Sounds good, man. Congratulations
Thanks,
again.
Zach. Thank you.
Don't forget this.
Oh yeah. Thanks.
Okay.